Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. Yeah, we got our submarine cup going on here. Okay, got a letter in the mail late yesterday afternoon. Yeah, I deal with it in the rollback. So you're going to have to watch the rollback if you want to know what it's all about. Yeah. Looks like we might have a sunrise this morning. It hasn't broke the horizon yet, but I'm guessing probably in about 10 minutes. It looks like the sort of thing that maybe we're going to put at the end of today's episode. We'll see. Don and Bridget have already come by a little while ago this morning, so all is right with the world. Yeah, when they stop coming over that bridge, well, maybe we better start worrying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, why don't we just roll back here and see what I did yesterday afternoon and evening. Let's roll back. Okay, I have the Y sprue here. And the Y sprue is kind of connected with what I believe is in this envelope. Yeah, this is from Martin. But first I got to do something here. Wait a minute. Hey Google, how did the Isle of Wight get its name?
According to Island Echo, the name Wight has been thought to derive from Celtic roots from the Welsh word gwaith. The Welsh name for the Isle of Wight is Ynys Wyth. However, in 2010, it was suggested that the word Wight originates from the Proto-Germanic word wextes, meaning something small.
Okay, apparently I have been calling it the Isle of Right, and I didn't realize all these years I've been calling it the wrong name. I deeply apologize. Okay. Now this is from the Isle of Wight, not Right. Okay. Okay, I bought these for the Bismarck build. But they came in too big a pack. Oh my goodness, they must be awful thin. Oh my. Those are tiny. You know what? I'll bet you these are the ones that Gabe was telling me about when he was over here the other day having coffee. That is actually an LED. We're going to have to put the macro lens on to see that. And they're 3 volts, so we should be able to light it up, no problem. Okay, now, what is the Y sprue doing here, and why is it connected to LEDs? Just let me carefully put these someplace. All right. Oh, look at that. The UK has Quaker oats as well. Let's take a look here. Now you see this piece right here. Earlier today I was watching Scott do another update on his submarine build. And he actually took this piece, drilled these holes out here, these larger holes. Let me get something decent to point with here. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And what he did was, he took fiber optic wire cable and he ran it through from the back, and then he showed how he was able to use one LED as I guess as a light generator to get the light to go through. But you know what? Why don't you just watch it? It's very interesting. I know you don't watch my channel, Scott, but if you happen to be listening, thanks for showing that. I'd always wondered if that sort of thing would work. Anyway, it did work. Let's recompose here and light up our little light bulbs. Okay, what I've done here now is I have got the leads for this small white one here. We'll put the macro lens on in a minute. I just want to try and get these taped down. From what I could tell, it looked like these ends had already been, the jacket had already been bared off. I used to have some wire like this down in the workshop. I don't know if I have any left or not. Okay. And one of these wires is a little darker than the other. Would the dark one be the negative or the positive? I don't think if we get the current going the wrong way, we actually damage them, as long as it's not more than 3 volts. Okay, let's get this thing going now. And we're going to adjust it here for a little less than 3 volts. We don't need to have it super bright. Okay, we'll give it 2.9 volts. Now there's a way I think you can adjust this so that it will only put out a certain amount of power, so that if I get something shorted out, it's not going to suddenly flash in my face or anything. But I don't think we're going to have that kind of a problem here. All right, let's just give this a go. You know what? Let's maybe we'll put the macro lens on. We'll get in nice and close here. Okay, we're still at 2.86 volts, just under 3. And we'll put the negative on this one right here, and we'll see if this is going to light up now. No, we didn't. It didn't. Okay, let's do it the other way. Be careful I don't touch those together. There we go. Not a very good connection, but there. I can see if a person was to solder it, it would be quite good, and it would also be it would be very bright. If it was 3 volts, it'd be almost too bright. At least that's my opinion. There, I think I'm getting a fairly good connection going on there. But look at how small that is. Where's my my little ruler that gives it in millimeters? It's less than a millimeter across, and that's the wide way. If we turn it on edge, it's thinner yet. Incredible. Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much. Okay, it says install first, and then the arrow points to the F13. And the F13, this part of it right here, goes into a little notch right there, which is this notch right here. And I've got our torpedo tube positioned so that gravity will be our friend here. And it should just more or less lay there. Okay, I can sort of see what is supposed to happen. But where is this little thing supposed to connect onto something? That would be this part right here. I don't think so. I think it's just supposed to be there. And I would imagine that this whole thing we'll go. Okay, it's pretty much in that little slot right now. Yeah, and likely this rests, this part of it here rests on this little square box. Let me check the monitor. Can you even see that? Not really. I should recompose here. I guess what I was trying to do is have it so that you could see the manual and the torpedo tube at the same time, but maybe that wasn't a good idea. Okay, let's make a mental note here. Where is this making contact? Obviously in this slot. And then it looks like right there, where that little part that comes down from the tube, that's also touching the tube. And then right here on this flange and right there on that flange. Let's just see if we can get a little bit of, well, maybe what I should do is do this piece first, do this end here first. And then we'll sort of lift it up and try and put a little bit of glue underneath this part right here, and then let it drop down. So we'll just carefully lift this up here, get it off to the side for a moment, and try and get just a little bit of glue in that slot. Now remember, this is the one that drips. Now that should ooze its way around once we drop this in place here. Okay. Maybe if I put my finger under it, I can put just a tiny little bit of pressure on it. Okay, let's give that a few minutes, and then my plan is to lift the pipe up slightly and put some glue underneath that part and then drop it back down. That's the plan. Okay, I can imagine some people are wondering, where is the clock that's usually over on the other end of the table? Well, right now it's sitting over by the window, so it'll catch the radio signal and set itself tonight. I'll probably put my watch over there too. After all, it'd be a shame if they were half a second out. Anyway, I was thinking that if there's anybody that doesn't know how to get onto Scott's channel, I'm gonna put the link in the description to this video. So that you can easily find it. But all you have to do is just Google Aussie Trekkie, and I'm sure you're going to be able to find it. This last episode he did, I thought was one of his best, as far as, at least for me, it was one of the best, because it gave me a lot of information that I'd kind of wondered about when it comes to LEDs and fiber optics and how to connect the two together. So, yeah. I think... you know what? What do we got here? I almost looked over there. 12 minutes after 8. I don't know if I should do any more or not. I think maybe I should just call her quits here and go edit out what we've got. And yeah, we'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning. And here's the plan. First of all, we have to remember that this is not going to spring back now if I lift it up too far. So I don't want to be lifting this up real high, but I want to lift it up high enough so that it raises this area right here up, and I can get some glue underneath there. Yeah, I think that's going to be all right. And we're just going to take a little... make ourselves a little shim here, and hopefully this is going to work now. I don't want to raise it up too high. Okay, that's probably high enough. Now if I take the other end of this and put some glue on it, I might be able to just touch just a little bit underneath there, so there's not going to go oozing all over the place. Let's raise it up a little bit more. Like there, that should be good. I'm not going to use this applicator because this applicator is kind of overkill. I don't think I could, I might not be able to get it in there very good. All right, dip this in. Okay, now is this going to be a disaster or not? I want to put it so that it's going to be underneath that little pipe that goes right down like that. Okay, now if we take Tony's tweezers here and just let this fall back down, put a little bit of pressure on it. Again, I want to be able to hold it there. Yeah, I'm going to have to put a little bit of weight or something on that. What can I use? It's not too heavy, but heavy enough. We're going to want to let gravity be our friend here. And if I was to twist this just a little bit more. And is this too heavy? I don't know. I suppose I could hold it with my finger for a while. That kind of works. It's kind of sticking there now, isn't it? Maybe I should have used the quick setting. But the trouble is, with the quick setting, it would wick its way into the paint. Whereas this way, we've sort of, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's stuck there. Maybe what I could do is I could use my my heat gun on low and just hold it for a minute. I'll have to do that off camera because I know you don't want to waste all morning watching that. Don't anybody breathe. Okay, a little bit of time has passed here, but not much, but I think enough that the pipe is going to stick to the torpedo tube. And I was looking at the manual here. We're going to be putting in G34, and I'm just thinking that possibly the G34 was supposed to sort of somehow slip underneath a little bit to where the pipe on your left is fastened down. Let's just get that off of there carefully. Okay, I don't think we need this one either. Okay, now the G34. And it is supposed to go, where's the manual here? Okay, something like this. Let me move you in a little bit. I can't move in too much with this lens. It only has about a 2-to-1 ratio. It's not like the other zoom lens that I have. I think it's about an 8-to-1. Now, how am I going to put that down here? Okay, it's going to have to go. I just want to try and get it in so that it's going to be believable. It may not be exactly the way it's supposed to go now because we've gone and glued everything down, but I think that maybe I'm going to have to turn this a little bit here. Remember, we're trying to let gravity be our friend, so let's just turn it a little bit, and this might stay in the right place. Nope, that's not right. Come on, gravity, you're supposed to be my friend, not my enemy. Maybe I turned it too much. Let's turn it back just a little bit here. Well, that might not be exactly right, but it sort of wants to lay that way all by itself here. Maybe if I was to use some extra thin and just glue these together here, and then later put this part back. I think there's enough spring in it. Or possibly warm the whole thing up and just sort of put a bit of a bow in it the way I want it to go. Then it would just naturally want to lay that way. Where's a sharper pair of tweezers here? Okay, these aren't the ones I had in mind, but they'll do. Okay, I'm just going to warm this up and try and put a bit of a bend in it. Okay, a few moments ago I was talking about my other lens that has an 8:1 ratio, and this will be only interesting to camera buffs. It's actually more than 8:1 because it goes from 24 millimeter wide angle here out to 200 millimeter telephoto. Now, the reason I don't use this lens very often, sometimes I use it when I'm in the spray booth and I zoom in, but the problem with it is that when I have it zoomed into 200 millimeter, so that everything is as close as possible, I have to be a long ways back from my subject. In other words, I've got a little measuring stick here that I use. I have to be this far back from the subject. Yeah, so it's not handy here at the model table, but it's probably, I would think, I could be wrong, but this could be the sharpest lens I have as far as the resolving power goes. It's really sharp, but then on the other hand, it only will stop down to a minimum of f4 at wide angle and 6.3 at maximum telephoto. So it's not a fast lens, but it's a very sharp lens. Anyway, like I say, this is probably only of interest to you camera buffs. And this lever that I put on it, this is an aftermarket thing. It just makes it easier for me to be able to zoom. At least I find it easier. Maybe other people would just like to just grab the ring and do it like this. But anyway, you're getting more information than you need. All right. Let's see what we got, or rather who it's from. I was looking at this just moments ago, and I do believe it's obviously from a British colony, because we have a picture of the Queen here on the stamp. But it doesn't say where it's from, but I got a feeling this might be from quite a ways away. I'm just trying to read this here. Okay, let's open it. Okay, I think you've probably picked up on the fact by now that I open stuff on camera. And unless it was to specifically say, do not show this on camera, or keep it private or something like that, I will show it. I'm going to assume that it's okay to show this. However, if after I open it, I find that there's a little note that says "Do not show on camera," you won't see what's going on here. Okay, we have a Christmas card from Peterborough. Would that be Peterborough, Ontario? Let's have a little look here. See what it says here. Okay. We live in... Oh. All right. It's a different Peterborough. This is in the UK. Here we go. David and Mandy Garrett. Okay. You know, I actually know some Garretts. I have a Facebook friend whose last name is Garrett. But I don't think it's the same person at all. Because that person is here in Winnipeg. Okay. Thank you so much, David and Mandy. Okay, if you want to read the card, you're going to have to press your pause button because I'm not going to leave it on long enough for you to read the whole thing. Now, I did bend this pipe, and I thought I had it here. But if I put it up like this, so it's right there, then it's still a little bit too much here. I just can't seem to get it both at the same time. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this end here first. It's supposed to go up like that, and I think the end of this pipe is supposed to line up with what appears to be a little something right there. So let's just try and get it that way. Back just a little bit. You know, I do way too much of this on camera. Way too much. Okay, and let's take some extra thin and just see if we can get everything to sort of meld right there. Now, hopefully it's not gonna make too much of a mess. Okay, I think it wicked underneath the pipe, and it's probably melding more in the paint than anything else. Do it right here maybe. Okay, there. Let's just leave that for a while, and then later I'll push this down and hold it with the holder downer and glue it in place. But I don't want to do it now. At least I don't think I do. Let's just see what will happen here. Okay, now somebody watch this end and let me know if it moves out of place, because I'm looking up here right now. Okay, I can see where this is going to work, but let's just give it a while. Well, the sun is starting to come peeking through the front windows. It's actually making little shadows here on the model table. Where are we here? The paint retarder. I'm going to try and remember to add paint retarder next time I use this paint. Yeah, it was pretty thick yesterday, that's for sure. Now, the sunrise. I did edit it out. It's nothing special. Last 2-3 minutes. Just to let you know, that's next, I guess, because I'm going to wind her up here. 8 minutes after 2 already. I'll probably come back a little later and try and do something with our pipe. Yeah, Chris and Atakokan said something to the effect of, you gotta love pipes. Yeah, I don't know if you followed him or not, but he made a steam engine about a year ago, and he had lots of pipes, so I imagine he knows what I'm going through right now. Okay, what else? I was going to say something else and I forgot. Well, I guess it wasn't that important if I can't remember, right? Mind you, it'll probably get to the place where I won't be able to remember the important stuff either. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.